you are watching live for HSE Mindset MM channels live programs like HSE trainings. So today what we are going to see that 10 common mistakes made by safety officers. The safety officer's role, as I already told you, it's important and vital. So this safety officer's role is always play a crucial role in any kind of industry. So when you are working as a safety officer, you have to be very strict on your job, and you must have a proper communication skills, problem solving ability, and all kinds of adaptability towards the job. You are not a safety, you are not a police officer. You are a safety officer. You should not blame anyone for the safety knowings. The blaming the people always goes in another sense. So you should not blame the things. You have to make a good safety culture. So the safety culture is always important. Wherever you are working, you must develop a good safety culture and good communication and professional safety attitude. So this professional safety attitude leads you a good safety officer. So when you are a safety officer in any kinds of industry, you have to have a proper, attitude, and also you should not do the others safety officers doing mistakes. So the 10 common mistakes made by safety officers. These common mistakes makes the safety officer role become ordinary. So when you are avoiding these kind of mistakes, you will be a perfect safety officer. You are a professional safety officer. Your career gets enhanced. So employers itself gets appreciated you when you are not doing these kind of mistakes. So when you are keeping on doing this kind of mistakes, the people or the environment, the side, the professional, other people always think that you are not doing the proper safety role. So that is the biggest black mark against you. So that's why when you are working as a safety officer, these are the 10 common mistakes should not be done. So what are that 10 mistakes? Number one, focusing only on PPE. The most of the safety officers thinks, I'm just telling the immature safety officer or very new safety officer or junior safety officer, those who are joining as a career safety officer. So they thought it's PPE, personal protective equipment, is the safety. It's a wrong thing, because as per the hierarchy of controls, you have a last option only PPE. The first option is eliminating the hazard. Then second option is substitution. Substitution is substituting the other less hazard things. And then third option is engineering. You have to, make some engineering works and do this control work, safety control work by doing the engineering work. Then you have a administrative control. Administrative means supervision and making the proper listing that. So last one is PPE. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fifth one is a personal protective equipment. So you should have a proper knowledge in that. You should not immediately choose the last option as a PPE, because the option first is elimination. So when you have a risk control hierarchy, in the risk control hierarchy, you have a elimination, substitution, engineering, administrative control, then finally PPE. So personal protective equipment is the last option. So you should not think about the PPE is the first option. You have to think about PPE is the last option. There are so many things are there in the safety. There is a personal protective equipments. That personal protective equipment, just when person not wearing, okay, everything okay. You should not think like that. PPE is also a mandatory PPE or optional PPE is there. But when you are a safety officer, based on the risk assessments, there will be a controls. In that control, you have to think about elimination of hazard risk, elimination of the hazard, substitution of hazard, engineering works, administrative control, and finally PPE is the last option. So don't focus on only PPE. You have to focus on everything, not only PPE. So when you are thinking always PPE, but that means you are not a perfect safety officer. So PPE is the last option. You have to think all the options, and also you can think PPE also. So that is the first mistake. The most of the safety officers think that PPE, focusing on PPE, it's not good. Then poor hazard identification. So during the site inspections, you should do the JSA, JHA risk assessments. Based on that only, you have to do the hazard identification. You cannot simply do the hazard identification and telling that going site visit and telling that that one. It's not done. So you have to use the proper standard tools, JSA, JHA, then risk assessments, site inspection. These all constitute the proper hazard identification. So the most of the junior safety officers or new safety officers think that their mistake is poor hazard identification. So they thought hazard identification means simply when you are going site and seeing the something, and that is enough. But it's not enough. You have to do the risk assessments, JSA, JHA, and also the site inspection. These all constitute only the proper hazard identification. If you didn't done this all, then your assessment is wrong. It means you have a poor hazard identification. So second mistake. First mistake, focusing only on PPE is a mistake. Then poor hazard identification is a mistake. Then third one, treating risk assessment as a paperwork. The most of the junior safety officer means those who are come as a new safety officer. So they thought already some people done risk assessments. That risk assessment is enough. Okay, as I already did the risk assessments. Okay, everything finished. There is a paper is there. In that paper, already someone did the risk assessment. Okay, everybody comes, auditors or anyone comes, he will show that risk assessment. But that's not correct one, because you have to do the risk assessments in a proper way. It's not just a paper. Then and there, you have to do the actual. If some conditions change, environment changes, people changes, you have to do again risk assessments. Some big accident happen, then again you have to do the risk assessments. Any environmental changes happen, you have to do again risk assessments. Any new employees, large number comes, you have to do the risk assessments. So the risk assessment needs continual improvement. Continual, if the conditions changes, you have to do the risk assessments again. So you should not skip on that. So some of the junior safety officers or new safety officers treating risk assessments as a paperwork. It's not a paperwork. It should reflect the actual conditions. Then fourth one, ignoring near misses. You see, the most of the safety officers or industries, what they thought, they are giving the importance for the accidents, incidents. But most of the people, they are not calculating or thinking about near misses. But the near misses is very, very, very important because it's preventing the upcoming accidents, incidents. And also it's a lesson learning. And also when you are calculating the near misses, you can prevent lot of accidents and you can cultivate safety culture throughout the industry through the near misses. So you have to always think about the near misses, calculating the near misses, and ask the people to report the near misses. Encourage the people to report the near misses because it's a warning signal. It's an opportunity to prevent accidents. It's a warning signal and opportunity to prevent accidents. That's why you have to always give the importance to the near miss. So some of the safety officers ignoring near misses is definitely a mistake. So this mistake you should not do. Always promote to report and record the near misses. And also fifth one, weak communications. You see, the communication for safety officers is very important. When you have a proper communication, all type of languages, if you don't have language, ask the people to communicate. Those who are all know the language already. Because the understanding safety is very important. When you are understanding only, you can implement properly. So this communication, communicating the safety information to the labor side, helper side, then lot of from top to bottom, when you are properly communicating only, safety culture spread. So that's why when you have a clear communication, then that is the main area for development. So those who are safety officers working as a new, you have to communicate all the employees. Whether it's a HSE inspection time, when you are going in the ground, you have to communicate. You have to learn what language they are speaking. You can adapt with them. You can take a help from their friends and ask, you can ask the questions and communicate and inform the things, friendly approach. So the friendly approach, communication is very important. So some of the safety officers, juniors, new people, their weak communication leads to the safety officer position is a doubtful. So when you are joining as a safety officer itself, you have to think that communication is vital. So make sure you are communicating perfectly. Then sixth one, poor follow-up, unsafe conditions. You see, in any type of industry, the unsafe conditions are there. Wet floor is there, and then demolition work is there, or the people changing environment side. So these are unsafe conditions. So in that unsafe conditions, the new safety officer, when they are going for inspections, you have to find the unsafe conditions. When you are finding the unsafe conditions and reporting and doing the corrective actions and unsafe into safe means, then only you are a safety officer. What mistakes are these other safety officers following? They are not, doing the corrective and preventive actions. Somewhere, some electrical wire, loose wire hanging. These loose wires you have to do when you are going for a HSE inspection. You have to give a corrective action request. Then do the corrective action and make it change it into unsafe condition into safe conditions. So that is the safety officer vital role. So in that condition, poor follow-up of unsafe condition is a common problem for the safety officers. So you have to have a proper follow-up for corrective actions for unsafe conditions. Then seventh one, conducting ineffective toolbox tasks. You see, the new safety officer or those who are unaware of about the toolbox tasks, because toolbox tasks is direct communication to the employees, laborers, helpers, whoever it may be. But when you are communicating toolbox tasks, when somebody is doing the welding, somebody is doing the gas cutting, somebody is doing the oil grinding, so many works are there. So when they are doing that time, you have, before the work, you have to give the proper toolbox tasks. What? When you are giving these toolbox tasks, definitely it will encourage the people to work as a safely. So conducting ineffective toolbox tasks means simply standing and giving the paper and getting back the signature means it's not a good effective toolbox tasks. So the toolbox tasks, what you have to do, you go and stand in front of the employees or helpers, workers, then talk about the effective way of how you can protect from the work. For example, gas cutting, welding, grinding, then working at height. So these works you can give a toolbox tasks and make them aware effective way of giving the toolbox tasks. So that's why you should not just give the paper to ask them to fill. You have to give the toolbox tasks in the site itself. So inefficient toolbox tasks also one of the common mistakes of the safety officer you should not do. Okay. Another one, eighth one, poor incident investigation. You see, the new safety officer or those who are not safety officer but they are coming from the art section to then science section, or they are practicing from the operation department to the safety side. So what they thought, incident investigation they will do just like that. The poor incident investigation is the role playing many safety officer. Why they are doing the poor incident investigation? Because if the incident investigation properly done, then somebody maybe gets angry, or somebody may push to do poor incident investigation, or the safety officers don't want to stick onto any politics. So if I am doing the proper root cause analysis of incident investigation, some of the operation department supervisors or engineers maybe gets affected. If he gets affected, then he may be blamed the safety officer, maybe blaming game. So that's why the incident investigation not properly done in some safety officers. That's why do the say any situations, any environmental conditions, any financial conditions, do the incident investigation properly, professionally. There is a 5 why questions you have to ask, get the answers. You have to find the root cause analysis. What is the root cause for that incident? That you have to find out. So that's why the poor incident investigation also one of the mistakes from the new safety officers or some safety officers that you should not do. Then ninth one, not understanding to the work process. So some of the safety officers not too interested or not understand about the process of safety. The safety is an inspection, auditing, then risk assessments, job safety analysis, job hazard analysis. So permit to work system. There are so many safety, formalities are there, not formalities, so many safety professional ways are there. This professional way is the process. When somebody is, asking for permission of hot work, welding, gasketing, you have to give the permit to work system. You have to implement the permit to work system. You cannot simply tell them go and do the work, because PTW, permit to work system, makes the accident. It's minimizing the accidents. So that's why you have to understand the process, how it starts. Each and every new employee must start with the HSE induction. Without the HSE induction training, nobody allowed to do the job. Job training, HSE induction training, then only the people ask them to go for work. So this is the process. And also, whenever you work, risk assessment must be there, job safety analysis are there. These reports you have to implement in the ground. That is important. So that's why the understanding process is important. So some of the safety officers not understanding the process is problem. They sometimes what is risk assessment, where to implement, what is job safety analysis, where to implement, what is job hazard analysis, where to implement. So these things some of the safety officers do not understand, or they are not in a position to do this process. So that is also one of the common problem of safety officers. So 10th one, poor professional attitude. The safety work itself needs professional safety attitude. So you have to be example. You have to wear the safety dress, helmet, whatever mandatory PPE, you have to wear and be an example. That is the professional attitude. You must have a helmet. You must have a coverall. You must have a safety boot. So these things, and the goggles. When you are going for inspection, you must have all this mandatory PPE and be an example. You should not do the penalty too much. When you are doing the too much penalty and blaming, so that will, make the poor safety culture. Penalty is the last course of action, but always be kind enough. Spread the safety culture. So that is the professional way of safety officer's role. When you are not a professional, then it leads to, blaming game will start. That's why being a professional safety officer, you have to be example for others. you have to wear the mandatory PPEs, and you have to follow all the safety rules and regulations, and whoever it may be, top to bottom. When somebody is not, in a position to follow the safety rules, means you have to take a strict action, whether it's a top management, middle management, or down management, no problem. You have to take a strict action against the safety rules violation in the industry. That time you are a professional safety officer. But some of the safety officers missing this professional attitude because they want to please some of the top management people, only implement the safety procedures, safety rules for the down management, lower management, like helpers, workers. So most of the safety officers, they just give excuse for the top management about the safety, but only they thought the middle and the down people. But it should not be there. Whoever coming to the site, from top to bottom, you have to have a professional safety attitude. You have to wear all the safety mandatory PPEs and respect the safety rules of the industry. That you have to watch and tell. So that is the 10th one for professional attitude. So you should not have the less professional attitude. You have a proper safety professional attitude. So the 10th mistake, the professional attitude, less professional attitude. So these are the 10 common mistakes done by the safety officers. So actually, not maximization on violations, say promote a safety culture. You should not maximize the violations. So when you are seeing the site and telling that this person not doing that one means it should not be a violation. You should not always see the violation. You should not maximize the safety violations, but you have to spread the safety culture around the industry. When you are keeping on, spreading the safety culture, then only you have a proper safety, career enhancement. The career only grows through your attitude, your professional approach. If you are not professional approach, you will not learn. You will not be a proper safety officer. Then you don't have a professional attitude, nobody accepts as a safety officer. So these are the common 10 mistakes done by the safety officer. Focusing only on PPE. 1. Number 2, poor hazard communication. Number 3, teaching risk assessment as a paperwork is a mistake. Then 4th one, ignoring near misses. 5th one, weak communications. 6th one, poor follow-up of unsafe conditions. And then 7th one, conducting ineffective toolbox tasks. 8th one, poor incident investigations. Then 9th one, not understanding the work process of safety. 10th one, poor professional attitude. Poor professional attitude also the 10 common mistakes made by the safety officers. So you have to think. You should not, do this all the 10 mistakes. When you are avoiding these 10 mistakes, you will be a professional safety officer. So hereafter, being a safety officer, you have to avoid these all the 10 points, and you will be a professional safety officer, and also your attitude should be also the professional safety officer. That thing you have to be in mind. So that is the main way to enhance your safety officer job and career. So I hope you understand this training. Tomorrow we have another training called Top 25 HSE Interview Question and Answers tomorrow 3 p.m. live. So don't forget to watch top 25 HSC interview question and answers tomorrow 3 p.m. live. So I hope you understand all the live training informations. You have any doubts, just give some comments. I'll try to answer for that. So in this HSC exclusive channel, we have lot of HSC videos, training videos, HSC informations are available in our channel, in training session itself, in playlist, and also channel. So when you are seeing these live courses, and also when you have a time, you go through all the videos and shorts that will help you to enhance your career. Definitely it will improve as a safety officer and from top to down. So promote this channel, subscribe, like it, share it to your friends, and always you can support to the channel. Thank you very much.